So my name is Carlton Moreno. This is challenge 18 on the project here using creating our API for our cartoon network. So what we're going to be doing here is looking at our user routes and our user models and our thought routes and our thought models to work in Insomnia. So we've already ran and deployed the Insomnia. We already have created the npm start. So now, because we're using node.js and we are running, let's take a look at our dependencies here. We're running Express and Mongoose. So that's already been built out. We're just gonna operate Insomnia to see how it's looking in here. So let's take a look here. We're going to start with the directions of the assignment. So right now we're doing find all users and get dots. Find all users and get dots. So we're going to find users. Find all users here. Hit send. We have find all users. Let me do this. For now, just this is wrong here. That's fine. So I'm going to put users. Okay. So we know that works because we're finding all users. Now we want to see what the second thing is. After finding all users, we're going to find all thoughts. Find all users. Get all thoughts. Let's just take out thought. There's an error if I write in thought. Hit send. It's actually 1S according to the route. And now you have find the thoughts that's populating. Second thing we're going to look for is find user by ID. So let's find user by ID and find thought by ID. So we're going to go here, find user by ID up here. So let's go to, because we want to find all users, right? So let's go back all over here, find all users. And let's get this one right here, which is email, or establish the second one. Let's copy this. Alright, find all users. Now I'm just copying that. And now we're going to do find users by ID and find thoughts by ID. So find user by ID. And you see this is a different, but so let's just check to see. And it populates it and it finds the information. As you see, that was the email and the username from before, so that works. Now we want to find thoughts by ID. Find the thoughts by ID. So we did find a thought earlier. So let me go find thought by ID. So let's right now get all thoughts. These are all thoughts. Okay. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to copy this ID one down here. Let's do this one right here. Top one. copy, okay, and then get all thoughts. We got the thoughts now. Find thought by ID. It's going to populate the same thing again, but I'm just showing you. When I hit send, that's what it gives you. So let's just go back here, find thought by ID. That's might give us a different thing here, but let me see what this ID here is doing. Copy, find thought by ID. And it does pull that column with the ID here. So it is finding and fetching this, catching this ID right here with the reaction that hasn't really been created. So we know that's working. Now we're going to do a post put delete. We're going to start by create a user. All right, we're going to create a user. Create a user, post, create a user. So we're going to create a user. Let's go over here, create a user, and we want to create a user. So we're right here, create user, post, and earlier I created Jackson. So now let's say I want to create Emily and make her email Emily. Okay, so I'm going to create a user. We're going to need the user name and email. Create user, right? Go to I'm going to go to user routes. User models. Right. We have user model. User has the user name and an email. Okay. So I'm going to hit send here, and it's going to give me Emily. So we know that that works. Okay. So now when I go back to because that was create a user. Now let's find users to see if Emily's there. Find all users, and I hit send. Emily comes out down here. So we know that works. So after we created the user, we want to update the user by maybe changing the email. So let's go to update user. We created this user Emily, right? So let's go to update user. I'm going to copy Emily's ID. Update user. Let me go up here. There's Emily, and what I want to do is Emily's email is messed up. So Emily at Gmail send, and now her email looks like it works, and it looks good. So when I get all users now here, and I hit send, you see down here to the bottom right that Emily's name and username and email are consistent with the update. Now we're going to do, after that, after the update, we're going to do to delete user. So delete user, we're going to go back here. Let's see what we're going to delete. Delete user. Earlier we had Jackson. Let's go to Emily again. So let's find all users, and I have Emily down here. I want to get rid of Emily. Copy her ID. Hit copy. Go back to delete users. We're going to put in Emily's ID up here. Paste. Send. And there you have it. So it looks like it. We're going to erase it now by talking about the users. If we find all users, Emily shouldn't be there. So we're going to go over here. Emily's here for now, but I'm going to hit send, and she's gone. So that was But what about find all users by ID? Find all users by ID. Emily's not there either. Okay. Now let's go back. Delete users. The other thing we're going to do is post put delete route for the friend. So this was a little more complicated. We're going to add a friend. So let's add a friend by going to post add a friend, and we're going to go to add a friend here, right? So let's take a look here. All right. We gotta find all users first. Okay. Find all users. So what's going on here is by adding a friend, we're going to post and add a friend by using the ID, the first ID here. So let me go here and go. And the way this works is we are identifying the first user here. I'm going to copy and put it right here in between these two lines right here. And that is the first user's ID. And to him, we're going to add a friend, right? Which is the second ID's, okay? Because the friend also has to have an ID that we're adding. So let's just say, for example, we'll post it at the end of this pathway and hit send, and we should get the same properties. The same thing here. So we know that's working. But just to show you as what's going on here with the post, that your local host route, your API user path with your first user ID, we're attaching and amending another friend with their ID, and when we hit send, that's what you get. So now when we want to remove your friend, it's basically the same thing, right? So you're doing the same thing by making sure these pathways are right. Okay, you're almost doing essentially the same thing. You're deleting it. So when I hit this, I delete it. So let's just do this for now. Like it'll give me an error. Let me just undo that for a second. Okay. So right now we're here, right? So now if we want to go to find all users, send. We got the first friend, the second friend here, and the first friend down here. Thoughts. Make sure this is correct. So remove the friend. Did we remove the friend already? Right. So that's how it should look. So these are find all users is like this. Okay. You see, there's a linkage right here with the users here together. So that looks good. So post that friend. Okay, we saw that post add friend works, right? Send friend. Post add friend. Send. It keeps adding friend. Oh, I just keep hitting send, so it keeps doing the same thing over and over. All right, so what we want to do now is we want to remove the friend. Hit send. Okay, and that's it. It's been removed. I'm a little bit silent here, just trying to push this up around here. There seems to be a little bit of an error, so I'm looking at it for a few more moments before the video goes too long. So we have delete, delete, send, message sent. So here we're going to start deleting the IDs. Just start post, add, delete, remove that friend, and delete that friend. If I hit send, the friend's been deleted, but it's a bad request. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to look at my picture slides and look at kind of my last photos of what had happened here, because right here somewhere, remove friend. Right, so that's an error. So what we want to do is put the other quote, the other ID in here. Now that you see that that's not working, so the solution to do is go back to the post add friend, and this number right here, we're going to copy it. We're going to go to remove friend, come back here to the end of that, paste it here, hit send, and here we go. So I hit send again, and there it is. So it's working. So now we've deleted that friend, and it seems as the friend count is 0 here. So we know that that friend's been deleted. Okay, thank you for watching my API module here, challenge 18. And I hope you have a fantastic day. Thank you for watching.